Hello and good night. Welcome to another bedtime story. This story is meant to help you sleep or to relax your mind. Try and find a comfortable place, such as your bed or a soft chair. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes now. Try and let go of the day as we begin our tale. Tonight's story is The Star Money. Once upon a time, in a village nestled between rolling green hills and the vast shadow of an ancient forest, a girl was born to a kind and scholarly father and a mother whose wisdom was sought by many. The father, a man of books and learning, taught his daughter to read the stars and understand the language of nature. He was not wealthy, but his mind was a treasury of knowledge, and his heart was full of generosity. The mother, a woman of quiet strength, was deeply attuned to the mysteries of life and the whispers of the wind. She healed the sick with herbs and offered guidance to those who sought the truth. From a young age, the girl learned the virtues of kindness and giving. Her father taught her that wisdom was a wealth greater than gold, while her mother showed her that the soul's riches were measured in love and sacrifice. Their home, though modest, was a place of warmth and abundance, not in material riches, but in spirit. The girl never knew hunger or loneliness as long as her parents were near. But the fates, as they often do, wove a different destiny for her. A harsh winter came, one that clung to the land like an iron grip. The father, weakened by illness, passed away first, leaving behind books and an empty chair by the fire. His absence left a hole in the girl's heart, a silence that even her mother's soothing words could not fill. Her mother, though strong, could not fend off grief and hardship forever. As the snow melted into spring, she too faded away. Her last words, a whisper to her daughter, "The world will take much from you, my child, but give freely, and you will never be poor." And so, the girl was alone. With no family and no home, she took what little she had, her father's worn cloak, a loaf of bread, and a pouch of dried herbs, and stepped onto the road. The village, though once welcoming, had no room for another hungry mouth. She wandered, day after day, from town to town, living as her mother had taught her, helping those in need, offering what little she had, even as the world grew colder around her. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she met a poor man on the roadside. His clothes were in tatters, and he shivered in the autumn wind. Without hesitation, she removed her cloak and draped it over his shoulders. "Take this," she said. "You need it more than I do." The man took it with trembling hands and blessed her, his eyes full of gratitude. As she walked further, hunger gnawed at her belly, but when she met a child crying for food, she handed over the last of her bread. "Eat," she told the child, stroking her hair gently. "You must grow strong." Night fell, and she entered a forest where the trees whispered with unseen voices. Here, another stranger appeared, a woman shivering in the cold, her feet bare upon the frost-laden ground. The girl hesitated for only a moment before untying her shoes and placing them in the woman's hands. "Walk without pain," she murmured, smiling despite her own suffering. The girl pressed on, the night growing darker, her body trembling in the cold. Now she had nothing left, no bread, no shoes, no cloak to protect her from the wind. And yet she did not weep, nor curse her fate. She had given all she had, and yet her heart felt light. Then she looked up. The sky, once a deep and endless black, now shimmered with golden light. 1,000 stars burned above her, so bright they seemed to descend toward the earth itself. And as they fell, they turned into something wondrous, silver coins, tumbling from the heavens, landing in the grass around her feet. She watched in awe as they glowed with the soft radiance of moonlight, and in that moment she understood. Her mother's words returned to her. Give freely, and you will never be poor. She had given her last earthly possessions, but in doing so, she had unlocked a greater wealth, one that did not fade like gold or wither like food. The universe had seen her kindness, her selflessness, and in return, it had rained down its own abundance upon her. She gathered the star money in her hands, laughing softly as they spilled through her fingers like liquid silver. And as she did, she felt warmth return to her limbs, as if unseen hands had wrapped her in the finest cloak, had placed the softest shoes upon her feet, had filled her belly with rich sustenance. She had given everything, and in return, she had received all she would ever need. With newfound strength, she did not stay in the forest. Instead, she turned back towards the world she had left behind. When she walked into the first village she came upon, heads turned in astonishment. Her rags had become garments woven of light, and her presence filled the air with a gentle, unearthly radiance. But she did not seek riches for herself. She sought those in need, the orphaned children, the weary workers, the lonely elders, and shared her wealth among them. She built homes for the lost, fed the hungry, and brought warmth where there had been only cold. She lived as she always had, with an open heart and willing hands. Over time, people no longer whispered of a poor girl who had wandered barefoot in the cold, but of a woman whose kindness had brought light where there had been darkness. And though the silver coins had come from the heavens, it was not the stars that had made her rich. It was the wealth she had carried inside her, shared and multiplied, leaving a legacy that no money could rival. And she lived happily to the end of her days. The end. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed the tale tonight. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more audiobooks and tales to come. Until next time.